I offered to stay home and cook dinner, and she said, no big deal. Because that's why she's the best. Alright guys, it's round 2 tonight's standard FNM. On the left we've got Nick Reid, and you're reading it correctly. He's playing a blue-green Biovisionary combo deck. Now it's not just all in on Biovisionary, though he is playing the requisite 4 Biovisionaries and all of the clone effects that are illegal in this format. He's also playing Prophet of Kruphix as well as Progenitor Mimic, so he's just got some big game too. Basically just tack that little combo onto a blue-green tempo shell. I don't know what this is. I think it's Artisan of Forms, but basically it's the heroic clone effect, and then George going ahead and shocking it, making a token with the young Pyromancer. I don't know if we've ever seen a young Pyromancer on board, but we finally get to see that. So there is the first Biovisionary of the game. Of course, Biovisionary says if you have 4 copies of Biovisionary in play, at the end of your turn, you win the game. And there is a Lightning Strike that's going to take it out, making another token and attack for 3. As much as I want Nick to win here, because it's fun to see the fun decks win, it's going to be very difficult. This is a horrible matchup for him, as George's entire deck is removal spells, and he's landed a turn 2 young Pyromancer and is going to ride that to a huge, huge advantage. So there's Nick. By this point in a game against an opponent who doesn't have a suite of removal, would have had 3 Biovisionaries in play already. So George content to shock himself down to 18. This deck, very similar, the Boros Burn deck, very similar to the Brad Nelson deck from last week's Star City Open. So there is a Lightning Strike on the Young Pyromancer clone. There is a Boros Charm. All of this awkwardly done before combat, so then attack in for 4, putting Nick all the way down to 7. Let's see what he's got. There's a Progenitor Mimic in his hand, a Simic Charm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So dead on board here. And again, an awkward pre-combat War Leaders here, Helix, but it's going to be good enough. George needs to learn his basic magic sequencing, but it doesn't matter. Just riding a string of removal spells to the win here, as very. So Nick on the play here in game 2, trying to draw even with his super fun Simic combo deck. George starting off with the turn 1 Temple, shoving a card to the bottom. So there is the Artisan of Forms, I believe, which is going to immediately get Searing Blood. The new version of Searing Blaze, basically. Does 2 damage, and if that creature dies, 3 damage to its controller. So George running pretty good here, with 2 Searing Bloods to answer first the Artisan of Forms and then a Scavenging Ooze. And there's the first Biovisionary of the game. And there's a young Pyromancer, and then a Lightning Strike. So again, running. I know George may be in danger of using all his run good here in round number 2. There's a Divination, so Nick's just going to redraw, try to refill his hand here and claw back into this game. So there's a Temple of Silence crying a card to the bottom. Loading up his Beautiful and serving in for 5 here, so Nick on a quick clock here could potentially be dead next turn. So there's 6 mana for Nalia's Disciple, or Nalia's Emissary, so it's going to go back up to 11. Then George's going to cash in a Lightning Strike on it. George trying to play this game at a pace that I don't really understand, because it's not like he has to catch the bus or something. I don't understand what's going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Puts him down to 5. It's kind of unfortunate that Nick drew this exact matchup, because it would be fun to see his deck in action. But again, George went very good at being able to answer that Scavenging Ooze with a second copy of Searing Blood on the turn that Nick played it, really swinging this game here. So 2 mana for Sylvan Caryatid. Follow that with a clone on the Caryatid, so at least slow down the ground attack. But at 5 mana, George George wants to burn every creature before he even reads it. He can't target them. I don't understand don't understand what's going on here. Yep. So shocks him down to 3, and he's going to be able to attack in with enough unblocked creatures between the Mutavault and the newly made token. So unfortunately, we didn't get to see much out of Nick's deck there, but rest assured, it was cool enough to combo win in Game 1, or in Round 1. But we'll step outside, see if we can slot over another match, and hopefully be back with some more Magic action. So stay tuned. Let's see what we can get under the camera. That was very fun. I was very excited to see Logan play Kiora. Like, yeah, like that's when that card got spoiled. I thought, man, that guy's really good in Bant Control. Like, it's just a Thragtusk, really. Yeah, like, but everybody's like, oh no, it's not any good. And I was like, well, it's not just any good. Like, you're not going to build a deck around it, but like, if you just jam some green sources in a deck that can Verdict, yeah, like it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty much a carbon copy of DVD's list.
Mm-hmm.
To play Soldier.
Yep, so this is our bonus coverage in Round 1. We saw the Boros Burn deck get there in the first match, and here is the decider of the second match. We got Garrett, who we saw in Round 1, playing a red-white-black mid-range deck, basically just a bunch of removal and all the best creatures in those colors. And his opponent is Alec Myers, who is switching from Colossal Gruul, which he has piloted for like the last 3 months straight. And now playing American Control. Nick, you know a little bit more about this deck than I would. So what we got going on here? I see we've got a Soldier of the Pantheon. Is that a main deck card?
It's sideboard. I think it's 2 sideboard. You're on counterflux, so it's a pretty good one.
Yes. Dissolve is going to answer Rakdos Kirin, so this one might be over quickly too. See, that's weird. This is very reminiscent of the Pat Chapin deck from the Pro Tour, the white-black deck that played Soldiers and Precinct Captains. It's basically a control deck. Yeah. But it just like has enough like 1 and 2 drops to clog the ground to occasionally steal a game.
It's gonna get counterflux.
Ugh. Alec is all answers all the time here. Soldier gonna attack 10 times, it looks like.
Oh gosh.
There's a Jace Architect of Thought. Well, good thing I moved these guys over. -2 revealing all the lands. Second white mana. Yeah, that's correct, right? Alec is just going to take the 2 for 1, not concerned about the double white here.
I don't think you need it.
No, he's got Garrett at 6. Like,
Yeah.
what's it matter? So Garrett has 1 turn here to land a spell. There's a Chandra. Pretty good. See, it's interesting because Alec went to change Jace's die, but Garrett went to change Alec's die. I think I'd ping Jace there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so you can't draw.
Yeah, because now Alec can potentially cash in that Jace and just replace it. But Garrett has stabilized, albeit at 6 life. What kind of burn does Alec play? Does he play Helix?
No, he took it out. He didn't want it anymore.
So here we go. That exact situation comes into play here as Alec cashes in his Chase, passes 2 cards, one of which was a Verdict to keep an Azorius Guildgate. 3 mana for Divination. It's tricky, this new Divination. Like, Logan played it earlier, and I was trying to figure out what the heck it was.
Yeah.
Because, like, they've printed that card like the last 3 blocks.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's ridiculous.
They printed it in Dark Ascension, M14, and Born of the Gods.
Wasn't there one before?
Is in 13 as well. So -0 0 from Chandra, revealing a Temple of Silence. Garrett still debating? No, leaves the card on top. There's Slaughter Games.
Name and Rev.
Huh?
Probably name and Rev.
Oh, I would 100% name Sphinx's Rev here. The question is not what you name first. The question is, if you draw the second copy, what do you name?
Yeah.
If there's no Aetherling to make an appearance yet, you name Aetherling, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen anything yet, though.
He lost to it in game 2.
I think he's running one Elspeth, too, so...
But he can kill. He can deal with an Elspeth.
Yeah.
He's a Hero's Downfall deck.
Someone's running what happened to the iPod.
Well, this is the second week in a row that I forgot to bring it from my house. I usually keep it in my backpack.
Yeah.
But then it got out of my backpack, and then 2 weeks in a row I've forgotten it.
Yeah.
But luckily I have backup giant dice.
Yeah.
So
it's always good.
pretty fun. Also, if I get attacked from the street, I can just take off my sock and put those in there and swing it like a weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's prison style.
Yeah.
I shank a fool, I don't care. So, Slaughter Games resolves, takes out Alec's Sphinx's Revelation, so he's playing fair now. So, looking for a D-Sphere to take care of that Chandra. That Chandra is going to... Oh, I thought that was Azorius Charm, sorry. Well, we found one.
Yeah, he had it as always trying to be cycled with the...
Temple of Mystery, is that just blue Skyland?
Yeah.
Seems odd.
Yeah. He didn't have all the...
Okay, I hear you. So he's got still left in his hand a Mizium Mortars, a Supreme Verdict, and a Dissolve.
It's a Nullify.
And a Nullify.
Yeah, he is one of Nullify.
Counter target creature or enchantment.
Aura.
Specifically an Aura.
Yeah.
So, Underworld Connections. Counter target creature or Underworld Connections.
Yeah, basically.
So I'm just going to go ahead and cash in our Verdict here.
Yeah.
Seems fine. Still have wait, was he at 20?
17, right?
17.
No. Well, yeah, he should be at 17, right? Because he's trying to bring 10.
Yeah, tell me he's at 17.
You're at 17, by the way.
Good job, Nick. Nailed it. So there's a replacement demon. So this is the problem that Garrett ran into when he was playing against Logan. Like, Garrett's deck is very good at putting out one must-answer threat every turn. But the problem is, against these decks, the control decks, after they've stabilized, they can answer one threat a turn. So is it Charm or 2 lands is the split off of a freshly cast Jace Architect of Thought.
Then you just give him as a Charm.
Yeah, I mean, the lands are irrelevant here, because he's not playing Sphinx's Rev. Even then, like, you wouldn't care. I don't really think. Just Charm and 2 lands, right?
Yeah.
I think Garrett's the kind of player who's capable of outthinking himself. You know what I mean? Oh, it's a Scry land. Okay,
so
now that makes a lot of difference. I thought it was 2 Guild Gates.
So did I.
So this is actually a choice here. I still give him 2 lands and the Charm. Because you can loot off the Charm. Like, he's going to get to manipulate his deck either way. And just passes back, right? So we know there's a Nullify still in his hand as well as the Izzet Charm.
No, you got rid of the Nullify. Rid of the second demon.
Okay, so he's still got a dissolve in his hand then.
Maybe. I didn't see it earlier. But I know he's 2 mortars in hand.
See, bots in the chat saying divination is the new Birds of Paradise. It's in every single core set for 18 years.
Oh,
So, that sticks? How did I misread his hand, or maybe I missed the point at which he was able to cash in that dissolve?
I guess he didn't have a dissolve.
I may have been reading Nullify as a dissolve.
Yeah, that's very possible.
But so the Jace down, looking for an answer. There's a replacement Jace, and there's a Brimaz. We've seen him in Sealed. We saw him at the pre-release. Sam Hanna opened it.
Yeah.
But have not seen it yet in Constructed.
It was all over the place last weekend.
So Brimaz or Jace? That's the question. And Garrett confident enough that he doesn't want the Alec to choose the Brimaz that he's not even willing to put the Steam Vents with it. So Garrett more afraid of the creature than the.
Somebody with the last name of Evans seems to have ordered pizza.
No. No.
Nothing. Okay.
I literally didn't. Wait a second.
There's a message at the end of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. My wife ordered pizza for me for the shop. It's the meat monster from Husson's. It's the best.
So delicious.
We'll have a community of it later. Don't worry. What happened while I was gone?
I don't know. I don't know what he took.
Obsidat's still wrecking house here.
Yeah.
Obsidat is Garrett's Aetherling. That's basically how he's going to win this game, is off the back of it. And I'm going to swing in here. Glare of Heresy on the D-Sphere. I know Garrett's... I playtested with the Red White Black deck before the tournament,
Yeah.
so I know his list intimately. There's only one Glare, but it's very good.
Yeah.
Answers Elspeth, answers D-Sphere. It's perfect in this matchup.
It's remastered.
Yeah, hits Brimaz as well. And end of turn, Faded Retribution, end of turn. See, Garrett plays one of those too in his blue-white deck, simply for instances like this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know it costs $1 million, but,
It's so good though.
yeah, I mean, it just answers everything at instant speed.
It's such a blowout.
Yeah.
Third Jace coming down.
Did he take that instead of the Brimaz?
He always won. He probably did then.
I mean, Alec is like, he's stabilized here. He's answered a, oh, that's a pretty good split for Garrett then. 2 lands or the charm, I would think, right?
Well,
But I mean, Alec's stabilized here, but he still has no business. You know what I mean? He's still got to find his Aetherling, and
I mean, once he finds it, though, he pretty much wins. So, unless there's another Obsidian coming down.
If I move through the ship, it's going through the ship. So how we move through the ship, overlap means the base actually doesn't get.
Ooh, Blood Baron. It's kind of right.
Blood Barone, Robert Barone. Everybody loves Raymond.
I used to watch that show all the time.
It's a good show. Robert. So Alec with 1 billion mana here. So there's 6 for Aetherling. Does he play Elspeth as well?
Yeah. Plays one of Elspeth.
What's he cut his mana for? See if he can cast 2 spells in 1 turn.
Yeah. I think so.
Mizium Mortars. I need to see, why does this deck play Mizium Mortars instead of just like 4 Verdicts? Does it really need more? Does it play it on the board?
It plays 4 verdicts.
So, just Mizzy Mortars to answer the Blood Baron, followed up with an Elspeth.
You forgot the upjace.
I think he said it and just didn't, because he also didn't put a die on Elspeth and clearly would not have activated, or would have not activated. Elspeth's just so good. Elspeth is a very good Planeswalker. I put her in my queue. Negate. Do you have a negate? That's the question that Garrett is asking. Is it Charm? Garrett correctly playing around Is it Charm? Killing Jace. So well played by Garrett there. It's very, I mean, I know we knew that he had the Is it Charm, but it's very easy to have forgotten that. So Alec has to discard all but one.
He just drew it.
Oh, no, he had to discard his hand, and he draws a Soldier of the Pantheon.
Thought about it.
The Soldier's knocking Garrett down to 7 here. Hero's Downfall answering the Elspeth.
Set on board, though.
And another Hero's Downfall answering the Soldier of the Pantheon. So Garrett's going to get one draw step. He needs a sweeper here. Or Rakdos return?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Can't get there. So pretty good games there from the two of these guys.
I really hope I don't play Alec.
Hmm?
I really hope I don't play Alec.
Well, you don't want to play Garrett either, because he has a million removal spells as well.
I can't play him. He's up, too, right now.
Oh, just brag about it.
Yeah, no, that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my Biovisionary deck. I won $5 off of Logan.
Why? Because you won Biovisionary?
Yeah.
Because you played a kid who had never played FNM before?
Yeah. I know. Pretty good, aren't I?
You're the best. I'm gonna see if I can share the stream what my wife got me. Look, can't tell? I don't think you can, but it's heart-shaped pizza.
Oh.
It's simple. They just cut it here and then do a little wedge. But what's more important about it, the shape of it, is that it's the meat monster, which contains 5 different kinds of meats.
That might fall. One of the boxes.
Husson's is the best pizza locally, I think.
Little Caesars, come on.
Little Caesars is not that good.
It's awful.
It's not bad, but it's the exact quality that $5 should get you for pizza.
Yeah. That's